Head coach Al Sims in studio with us. Talks some Evansville IceMen hockey, his weekly segment in the Crease.
It's hockey.
It is?
Hockey.
Okay.
Not hockey.
I say hockey.
Well, I do too, but I was told it's hockey.
Oh, okay.
If you say it right.
Who told you that? Where are you getting this information?
Where else do I get all my information? Yeah.
It's Ford and O'Brien, ESPN Evansville 105.3, and online, ESPNEvansville.com. We're powered by Interstate Batteries. You'll find them at 6505 Interchange Road, 2 blocks north of Morgan and Burkhart, or call them at 812-473-5018. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. All right, Coach, 3 losses over the weekend. Is there any positives you take from that? Is there what?
There were some positives. I thought Friday night. I thought we played a good game against Indianapolis. We outshot them. I thought outplayed them. It's our inability to finish, at the offensive zone that's really costing us right now. And our goaltending's been, Dredger's been battling here. He's 20 years old, 21 years old. He's just a young kid, and he's forced to play every night because we have an emergency backup who has now signed a contract with us and is able to play if we decide to put him in. But, Dredge, you can't say enough about him. Playing 3 games in less than 3 nights, especially in the goaltending position where, our goaltenders are getting 30 to 40 plus shots per night. So I've been proud of him and proud of our team on Friday night. We just, like I said, looked good through the most of the game and outshot them badly in the first period, 13-2 or something, and, still come out of it with not much to show for it.
Right.
So, we've been working on scoring in practice, which is a difficult thing to do. It's like scoring in basketball or making putts in golf. If you could teach that, we'd all be millionaires on the golf tour or basketball, whatever. But scoring is a touch thing and a hands thing with most sports. And as you guys know, it's a difficult thing to teach. You either got it or you don't. So, at this point, we're struggling to score.
Well, I did notice Friday night I made it over to the Ford Center with a friend of mine, and we caught the game. And we set up usually in the handicap seats that they have right at the end of the sections. I like those because, for one, my leg doesn't bend in real well in cramped-in areas, so it gives me room to move. But also it puts us up and up. We can see kind of what's going on a little bit. Right. And you did tilt the ice big in the first period. And offensively, it looked to me, at least, with the changes you made, because this is the first time I've seen Frazzi and a lot of these guys. Right. And it seemed that the speed of the game is speeding up a little bit, a little quicker, because you said you want to get younger. Right. And I guess maybe young brings quickness, but also puck movement. They did a great job offensively, it seemed, in that first period. Yeah. You just basically, like you said, just dominated the shots on goal. The game, you still fell short in the game, but I felt, watching it as a fan, that this team's getting better. Yeah, well, that's good to hear. And, their goaltender, I thought, played really well for them, kept them in the game, made some tremendous saves for them, and that's what you need to win. And, our team is struggling to get that feeling, that winning feeling. We had one a week ago, but it's struggling, and it's tough. When you get the chance to score and your hands freeze up a little bit, you get a little tight because we haven't been scoring and we need to score, and you want to be a guy who can score, and it just is one of those things. It's just very tough for us to get to 4 goals. If we do, we've got to play well enough defensively as well to keep the other team to 3 or less. So, it's been a battle, but, I'm enjoying the guys. The guys are great. They're trying to stay positive, and I'm trying to stay positive with them every time I walk in the room or we have a practice like today. It's just something that you have to keep the spirits up, and it's very difficult when you're winning 1 out of 15, 14 games.
Ford and O'Brien, ESPN Evansville 105.3, online, ESPNEvansville.com, talking with Evansville IceMen head coach Al Sims here in studio. And that kind of led into my next question. How is the team's mentality? And it sounds like you may have answered it a little bit, but how do you keep their spirits up, considering, do they see the end goal? You know what I'm saying? It may be hard for them to maybe grasp now because you guys aren't winning games, but have they bought into the program and understand that it will get better?
Yeah, I think, for the most part, the guys are very positive. We've been giving them scouting reports on the other team. They all read it. They care. They get out. Yeah, they get out in the ice, and they want to know how to win. They want to know how to beat the other team. And, we're giving them those things. And a lot of guys, on our team, can't apply what we're trying to tell them to the game. And whether it comes from panic with the puck or panic in a tight situation. But, against Fort Wayne, just as an example, we tied the game 1-1, which was great. Johnson made a great rush down the ice. And, we're 1-1, feeling good about ourselves. The end of the first period, couple of minutes to go. And something we had wrote on the scouting report is don't come up the short side against Fort Wayne. They flood the puck side of the ice, and they get turnovers, and they end up putting them in your net. And we wanted to come out the weak side all the time where they only have one player over there, and we have a chance to get the puck out of our zone. And one of our defensemen went back, panicked, threw it up the short side, and it was in our net like that. And I came in after the first period between the intermissions and said, how many guys read the scouting report? And they all put up their hand and waved. I grabbed the scouting report, and I started reading it. And the guys were like, God, we just but some guys just, some guys can't apply it and are applying it.
Yeah.
And you need 18, 20 guys to do it,
sure,
not just 5 or 6.
Right.
And like I said, a lot of our forwards are getting it and getting what we want them to do. The defense has been a bit of a struggle for us. And, we had 2 Federal League defensemen playing for us on Sunday in Fort Wayne, and great kids, represented themselves well on their team, but, they're not up to CHL speed.
Right.
And we had a forward from them as well. And if it wasn't for Steve Harrison, we would have been playing 3 guys short. So he really helped us out in a jam. And we made it competitive for half a game. And then Fort Wayne got away from us in the third period. But, like I said, it's something that I think is a personnel change has to be made here, especially on the back end for us to have some success. And with the trade deadline coming up, I think March 5th, or maybe March 12th. Yeah, it's March 12th, a month before the season ends. I think you will see a lot of moves for the future and for younger players and for defensemen especially.
Well, and I know, too, we were talking before we actually started the interview here during the commercial break that you guys are banged up with some injuries. What's the latest on some of the guys? And I know you had mentioned somebody that got injured over the weekend as well. Can you
we just
bring us up to speed on that?
got a decision on Donnie Harris, who in the Fort Wayne game got a slap shot in the ankle, and he has a hairline fracture in his ankle. He'll be out for this weekend and possibly next. Also, Miles Bell got hit in the cornea with a stick underneath his shield. This happened in Fort Wayne as well, just to show you the freak accidents that are happening. And not only that, but Colin Murray got a skate come up under his shield and visor and cut him for 19 stitches. 7 on the inside and 12 on the outside. And, you can imagine how close it was to his eye and his jugular vein.
Yeah.
And those things cut you like a machete.
Just as a game of inches.
Oh, yeah, those skates are
these
sharp.
are the type of freak accidents that are happening to our hockey team. So Miles Bell was out the rest of the Fort Wayne game, so I'm back down to 8 forwards. Colin Murray had to go out and get stitched. And credit to Colin, he came back with 19 stitches in his head, swelling, and put his helmet on and just played like a
Rub some dirt on it.
like a banshee.
Wow.
I mean, just unbelievable. But these type of things are happening to our team right now, and we have 9 regulars out. We've got 3 up in the American League, and it's just too much to replace at this point. We're playing with almost half a team of guys who haven't played in the league much.
Can you look at that? I mean, how much do you put on that, or is it just from a coaching perspective you can't really say? You don't want to blame the injuries. You've got the guys there that are there, and you need to get them to step in and fill those roles. But, I mean, is there a part of you that goes, we're banged up right now really bad?
Yeah,
and there's just some things you can't.
I think it's a bit of both. I think you want to keep the guys thinking they can win and believing they can win and showing them how to win and how to beat a team. And on the other hand, that they're thinking like you're thinking. We got 9 guys out. We got 3 to call up. And, that's in the back of their head. And it's almost, you hate to say this, but it's almost a built-in excuse that,
right.
We may lose. If we can lose 4-3, that's not bad. But,
right.
I'm trying to force them to get 4-3 on the winning side and screw this injury thing and the built-in excuses we have as a hockey team and can use, but we don't want to. And we as coaches want them to go out and be proud and play harder for the guys who are missing and pick up that slack and hopefully, come out with a win here soon.
Well, since you're all beat up and banged up, let's just go ahead and do 7 games on the road. That'll help, right, Coach?
Exactly, yes.
7 straight games on the road will help, right?
Yes. It seems like, on the road, the players are looser. They don't have the pressure of the hometown crowd and trying to please them, and certainly they want to. But I think this road trip will be good for us. We get away, we can have some fun together on the road, and be together on the road for till the end of the month, and maybe this is a good thing for us.
That bonds a team, doesn't it?
It
Real
really
quick.
does.
Bus rides and hotels and whatever else.
I believe you get to know your players better off the ice than you do on the ice, and these bus rides are great for me. Different guys sit up front with us and watch TV and watch hockey games and talk and carouse and have some fun. And I think, like I said, these guys are great kids, and they're trying their best, and I'm trying to get the most out of them, and hopefully that comes to fruition pretty soon and some wins.
Do you find also on the road, because I know I've been around, not minor league hockey, but was around some indoor football, minor league sports, where you're not getting the luxury first-class airfare. You crawl up on a bus and you travel many miles. But do you find that the road trips are not easy because of the travel, but do you find that it gives them a chance to focus maybe more? They get away from the family, the everyday thing, the worrying about, I got an electric bill due next week, that kind of stuff, and they can just get out and just focus on the hockey game. Do you find that helps a little bit sometimes on the road?
Yeah, I think preparation is big for these guys. And when you got you're at home and your 2-year-old's running around yelling and screaming, and you're trying to rest or get a little nap in or something, it's hard to do. And eating at the right times, and you've got fan commitments, you got parents commitments here, and you get away from all that on the road. You get to have your meal at the right time, you get to nap at the right time, and everybody's doing the same thing. And I think the preparation is much easier for your hockey team on the road, and they come in relaxed, they're ready for the game, they're pumped, and hopefully it results in some wins.
Well, we've gone and hit our time limit, I think, for the day. We could sit here and talk for another 20 minutes, but we do have to let you go, Coach. You guys are on the road, 2 in Greenville, 1 in South Carolina. That game's on Sunday. We'll have all three of them for you here on ESPN Evansville 105.3 coverage of Friday night's game beginning at 5:45. Always a good time, Coach. Appreciate you stopping by, talking some hockey. We'll look forward to doing it again next Wednesday.
All right, thanks, guys. See you next Wednesday.